So my name is Ellen Youngman. I am a graphic designer in Wichita, Kansas, currently working at Gardner Design. I had so many animals growing up. We had dogs on the farm, we had horses, cows, but we had just like probably any given time about 20 different farm cats that would be wandering around. And so my sister and I just loved the cats, and I mean, it was just something that we always had around, and just kind of naturally became something that I loved to draw. When I was, I think about third grade, we went to City Arts in Wichita for a field trip. And before then, I'd been like a horse girl. I'd been like drawing horses, really into it. And then they taught us how to draw like cartoon cats at City Arts. And it like blew my mind because I'd never really thought about drawing them that way. And so for the years after that, I became kind of like the girl who drew cats in school just because they would be covering my notebooks. It was so fun to like learn from somebody else like different ways to draw something. So cats really, I like took a hold of that and just kind of ran with it. I'm probably like a Lisa Frank kid, so I think that's like very deeply ingrained in me, just using color. I think also like being a graphic designer by day, you don't get to have that kind of freedom when you're working with clients, the way that, you know, you kind of want to creatively express yourself. So it's kind of my release at night to go home, and then I can just, you know, draw cats or draw animals, and I can use as much color as I want to. So I think I'm also always kind of thinking about like what I would have loved to like see as a 10-year-old kid too. And just kind of drawing, you know, something that I think kids would really like. I love reading, and I always loved reading. I don't know if you guys know the Warrior Cat series, but that was like, that was a major influence when I found that in 5th grade. I feel like that kind of really played this role in like finding different personalities for cats too. So I would say books have always been like a huge inspiration for me. And music too. I mean, anytime I'm designing, it's usually there's music playing in the background, or I've got like a creative TV show on, like The Great British Baking Show or Project Runway or something like that. It allows me to undo things much more quickly, which is kind of like, it really spoils you, because if I mess up when I'm actually doing something by hand, I automatically want to just like hit undo, and you can't do that. But also I think it's much easier on the computer to be like really geometric and kind of like abstract things more than just like when you're drawing or like painting kind of in real life. Because a lot of the stuff that I tend to draw is made up of like really simple shapes, like circles and squares. And so that's like pretty easy in the computer to like make a perfect circle just right off the bat. I usually don't draw dogs, but when I do, I draw like the dogs of my life. And my husband and I, we have a dog called Karma, so I did a portrait of her. And then my parents have a beagle that, gosh, she's probably been around for like 10 years. And she has so much personality, and so I did a portrait of her as well. So those always hold like really dear places in my heart when I can draw an animal that I like know personally in real life. I hope that they just feel like, you know, joy and excitement, and that kids see it and they kind of see a new way of drawing animals that they've never really like noticed before, and how simply it can be done with like very simple shapes. So I hope that it really inspires people and makes them, you know, go home and want to draw their cats and dogs. I do want to push myself and like start drawing, maybe not people yet, because people are scary to draw, but maybe I'll start with like landscapes or like houses and buildings, because I do want to start really kind of expanding into more than just, you know, limiting myself to cats and dogs. So I could see it expanding more into landscape, and then we'll kind of see if people start to develop from there too. I've always got something in the works. My problem is always focusing myself on just one project. But I do have, I've been working on another children's book about a cat who plays the piano. So I'd love to finish that up and have it available for people to read, because it also has a little piano lesson at the end that starts to teach kids how to like learn music. And then my mom and I, we worked on the Coco No, Coco Snow books, and we're currently working on our third one. So we're hoping to have that come out maybe sometime this summer.